Hello, my name is Holly Barton. I am 17 years old and have been cheering since the age of 9. Cheerleading is an intense physical activity that involves organised routines ranging from 1 to 3 minutes depending on what you're competing in. Cheerleading involves many different physical activities that challenge anyone physically and mentally. Cheerleading has been a big part of my life for the last 8 years, and it has led me to achieve things that I wouldn't be able to dream of achieving. I have only achieved these certain things from wanting to work hard and be the best that I can be. In cheerleading, everyone is a part of a certain team. The first team I was a part of was a team called MKCA, where I competed all around England and was a part of for 6 years. For the last 2 years, I've been a part of another team called MK Elite, where I've competed not only around England but at the World Championships in Florida. The routines that are organised in cheerleading are full of tumbling, jumping, stunting and dancing, which can all cause serious injury when not done correctly. In cheerleading, you can be challenged physically by being pushed to work your hardest. This can include lifting and chucking other people in the air, tumbling and flipping upside down with no support or safety, and pushing yourself with flexibility and muscle exercises. These things also challenge you mentally. For example, you have to mentally be able to throw yourself backwards and hope you'll be okay and land whatever tumble you happen to be doing. And you have to be confident in being thrown in the air for your bases to catch you. Cheerleading can go seriously wrong when it's not done or competed properly. Injuries can be caused when people are not concentrating or haven't warmed up correctly. But injuries can also be caused generally because cheerleading is a dangerous sport. People who do not understand and know about cheerleading do not understand the serious risk that each cheerleader has of being hurt. This is because they do not value it and they have not been educated to know what cheerleading really is and what it's really about. Because cheerleading has never been introduced as a sport to schools and nor is it broadcasted on public television, people are not fully educated on what cheerleading really is and what it really contains. Things such as films and TV shows portray cheerleaders to be popular, stuck-up girls who wave pom-poms and wear less clothes than a person usually would. But on the other hand, there are films such as Bring It On and TV shows such as Hellcats which portray the real struggles that cheerleaders go through. But these films and programs aren't broadcasted on popular channels, so nobody gets the chance to understand the hard work that is being put into cheerleading. Some people consider cheerleading rubbish due to the fact that they do not value the sport as it has no cultural meaning to them. It is not something they have been brought up to know and understand, and therefore they do not value the sport as much as people who are cheerleaders would value it. This is because it is not considered nor realised as a sport, more just a hobby. This can be because children and teenagers aren't brought up with cheerleading as a cultural norm. Things such as football and rugby are now known and considered a norm in most households. Things such as cheerleading isn't seen as anything difficult. Cheerleading is a very authentic sport as it is very different to others and can be seen as very genuine, but the absolutists may disagree as in cheerleading everything is very similar but just done in different ways. On the other hand, cheerleaders themselves would never have an opinion on cheer as rubbish, as they value how hard the sport is and how hard you have to work to be the best that you can be. I value cheerleading as I have done it for the past 8 years of my life, so when you've been so dedicated to something for such a long time, it will instantly increase in value to you. Cheerleading gives me a sense of freedom and hard work which makes me the person I am today. I value every opportunity I have had through cheerleading as it has helped me a lot to be a very hard-working person. I value cheerleading as it is more than just a hobby or sport to me now. It's my life and it defines me and who I am. It creates my identity and makes me different to everybody else. Cheerleading has many forms of identity, challenging cultural myths about masculinity. When people think of cheerleading, they tend to think traditionally of girls doing it, and if boys participated in the sport, they'd be considered or stereotyped as gay, as some people think cheerleading is a girl's hobby. In my personal experience, I have met just as many male cheerleaders as female cheerleaders, and in many cases the male cheerleaders work harder for higher skills and take it more seriously than the girls do. When it comes to the age of cheerleaders, many people think that it's just a teenager's hobby or a kid's hobby, but as a teenager myself, most of the people I have met through cheerleading are much older than me. The eldest cheerleader I know is 34, and this is a form of personal and cultural resistance against stereotyping age. She still has the same love and passion for the sport as she did when she started. Stereotypically, once you get too old for cheerleading, you just quit. But in the cheer world, once you get to a certain age when you can't cheer anymore, you would go on coaching the team that you used to cheer on. My identity in cheerleading has helped define the person I am today. Personally, I see myself as an MK elite cheerleader. I am always willing to work as hard as I can, so some people can see that my hard work pays off. On the other hand, other cheerleaders from different teams come up to me at competitions and say that I inspire them to be the best that they can be more flexible, and to be as good as me one day. This is very different to how I see my identity in cheerleading to how they see me in cheerleading. At cheerleading events such as competitions or showcases, cheerleaders come up to me and ask for photos and advice on how to do certain things better. Being told that I inspire people and that people look up to me helps me when I'm at training, as I realise that people look up to me and I have to make them proud more than anyone else. This inspires me to work harder and get better skills for the next time I will see them at a competition or a showcase. I believe that the value a person would have on cheerleading depends on how well they understand and how well they know it. Personally, being a cheerleader, I value the sport a lot more than someone who didn't know the sport would. This can be due to stereotyping and lack of knowledge on the sport. I would say that cheerleading is more of popular culture than high culture or low culture. It's very common at the moment, but it hasn't been common in past years. Cheerleading isn't specifically for the high class or the low class, it's generally dependent on your taste and what your hobby would like to be. Thank you for watching my cheerleading video. I hope you now understand more about cheerleading and wouldn't just value it as rubbish but more of a sport now.